Heart Matters. Heart Matters. Heart Matters.
Welcome back. This is Heart Matters on KUTV. Our topic today is sex and cohabitation. And before we went on the break, we had several ideas of why youth are actually engaging in sex, how parents can actually know that their children are actually engaging in sex. Now, Mogo, right before we went to the break,
yes,
if you were to start all over again, what would you do different when it comes to sex?
What would I do different? If I was a parent or if I was just the way I am right now?
If you're still the young man
the same age that
yes.
I am right now. Obviously, I don't think I'll have any much. I don't think I'll have any power at all.
Any regrets?
Any regrets? I don't think I have any at the moment. But we can get that answer directly from the audience.
He doesn't think there's anything he'll actually do differently. What do you think?
What do you think? Yes, you. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
What is your name?
I'm Faith.
All right. So what would you do?
Okay, there's nothing I will do. There's not much I will do, as in different. Because if you come to think of it, sex has become part of our lives. I mean, like, everyone is having sex around, not because it's good, not because it's bad, but because, I mean, most of us do it because of influence and anything, influence and, I mean, you want to fit in a society.
It has become a norm. It's normal to have sex, in short.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I'll do different is that I will just, give people the prevention measures. Because if you tell people not to have sex, they will have sex at the end of the day.
Let me just interrupt you right there. You are where you are. How old are you now?
I'm 19.
If you had a child who is at your age, would you still want them to take sex as a normal thing?
Okay, not really, but...
What would you tell them? So it is
not
drink wine, preach wine and take water.
But what I will do, I will tell them is that I will give them the benefits of sex and the bad side of sex. Because at the end of the day, if I tell them not to have sex, they will have sex without me knowing or knowing. Because it's their age that is making them, they're teens. So what I will do is just give them the prevention measures, tell them what is bad in having sex, and give them measures on how to control themselves.
I want to hear your counterpart, a man somewhere. Just tell me what you would do different. You've been accused of being very visual, yeah? And going for it even before the girls are ready. If you're looking back at your life, would you still do it differently? If you are given a chance to advise your child about sex at the age that you're in, what would you tell them?
Actually, probably before we go to the gentleman, I just want to use her as a very, very good example of what is happening in our society right now. If one day I woke up and I found people are killing each other, and I decided to do it because that is what people are doing nowadays. And so the best thing to do is to protect yourself by having the best gun or having a bulletproof vest so as you are killed least and kill the most. You know, that is basically what we are saying we are going into. Right now what we have is rampant corruption in our country. We all do corruption because that is what people are doing every day.
So what's happening to the world?
You see, that is the thing. So the idea that it needs to be done because it is what everyone is doing, that is what is killing us right now. Yes.
Sharon, you're a girl. I keep going back to you because I'm also a girl. And if you're looking for any benefits from your counterpart, a man, it is, at the end of it all, you are the one to suffer to suffer most because you're left with early pregnancy, your preference to STI is too high because he'll not only have you, he'll be doing this with many more. And I wonder what's your take on that? If you're to do it differently now, what would you do?
If I were to do it differently, I'll just, okay, I think friends really influence who you are. Because I know of people who are 25, still virgins. But the people you move with, the people you talk to, the people around you influence the kind of person you are. But still, there's this thing we call stand. Yani, have your own stand and your own principles. Just because my friend is not a virgin doesn't mean I don't have to be a virgin. Yani, you just have to be like, I don't even know how to say it, but just don't do it because people are doing it.
Yes.
But do it because you feel it's right for you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying sex is bad, but let it not be influenced by other people. Decide, I want to have sex right now.
Absolutely.
It's okay, I'll have sex. But I'll not have sex because so-and-so had sex and thought it was good. Yes. Actually, if I were to change everything, I wish we would just stop talking about our experiences when we have sex. Keep it to yourself. Don't go telling people, that guy is good in bed. No, just keep it to yourself.
Because everybody wants to try him.
But that is always the problem with ladies nowadays. I mean, Sharon, let me ask you, can you be, for example, girls normally walk in groups.
Yes.
You're a group of 5. And all your friends, all your GFFs, what do you call them, BFFs, are all engaging in sex. And they obviously have to talk about it. Are you just going to sit around and just keep silent and listen to them as they speak about sex? As they pride themselves on how have had sex.
I've watched people listen and they're still virgins. It doesn't change them.
Thank you,
That's what I'm talking about. Principles. Principles. Know yourself. If you decide I'm going to lose my virginity at 20, don't let a friend change that.
All right.
Don't even try to influence the friend to change, to have sex at age 19 just because you had it at 20.
Exactly.
Plus, out of the 5, you'll find one got pregnant. The second one did not. So was very lucky. Nothing ever happened to them. The third one was heartbroken.
And the other one got married.
The other one got married. Everything worked well for them. And the other one is a virgin also, and things also did not work out for her. You know, it doesn't really matter. Experiences for different people, there's no blueprint. There's no blueprint.
But it's easy for the ladies. What about on the guys, Yani? That is where the biggest problem comes.
And by the way, I don't think men talk about
most guys
sex.
talk about sex.
No.
Now this
man to man.
Most
okay, can we
really?
as men now tell you?
I don't think men discuss about.
Now this is what men don't.
It's always the
talk
main topic
about sex.
They talk how
men
they
talk
conquered.
about
How the
conquering the woman. Not really the sex, but conquering the woman.
This is
that
very unfair.
I was able nilimuingiza box
Akaingia,
akatafuta funguo akakosa akabaki huko ndani. So if going back to me, what I would have done differently, I wish I did not walk into that cyber cafe those very many years ago with a couple of my friends who said, let's go and watch this porn video, you know. That is what I wish I chose and told. I wish I didn't have that curiosity to go and see what happened. Because I remember, which is something else also parents do, they demonize sex, which I will say is very wrong.
Why?
They demonize sex. If you demonize sex,
it's not
the child, you see, there is demonizing and there is being told of the reason why something is bad at this particular age. And then, okay, this is what I mean by demonizing. Don't have sex. You'll go to the devil.
You go to hell.
You're going to go to hell.
That is demonizing. And there is, do not have sex
because 1, 2, 3.
If you have sex, this is what will happen. This is what will happen. And are you ready to handle when this happens? No. Are you ready to handle when this happens? No. Then wait until you are ready. That is the right context of sex.
All right. Okay, now, viewers back at home, as you've heard from the very esteemed and special guests from us, the topic is really getting hot, as you can hear from them. But in case you're joining us, the topic for today is sex and cohabitation. Please try as much as possible to leave a comment on our Facebook page. That is Heart Matters. Follow us on our Twitter page, Heart Matters TV. And we are going to get back to you. And please try to interact with us. Talk to us. Tell us what you think about the show. And of course, tell us what you think about the topic.
Mogo, I'm going to ask you a very personal question.
A very personal question.
Have you ever cohabited?
Have I ever cohabitated?
You're asking the wrong question.
No.
Is he cohabitating?
Is it cohabiting, actually?
Oh my goodness.
That should
All
be
right.
the right question.
Okay. That is a very tricky question and personal at the same time, but then again, I'm going to answer you.
Yes.
Because what is there to hide? This is heart matters, and everything that we say really matters.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Yes, I have ever cohabitated.
Oh, for how long?
How was it for you?
It was awesome. I mean, free food,
Awesome.
everything. Come on.
For how long? For how long?
I cohabitated for 3 months, and that is where the problem
I like what
comes.
Sharon does. Look at her mouth. You know?
She's really against us, but don't worry, we are guys, man. We go through through that. But like I was saying, that is normally the problem. There is no way you can cohabitate with somebody and then expect to stay with that somebody for more than at least, let's say, a year.
What? Why?
Because
You're
Martin,
getting everything. She's
tell
cleaning
them,
your clothes.
really.
Well,
it's so
You
obvious.
get bored, right?
You get bored.
Exactly.
She's washing your house. She's brushing your shoes
You
before you
get
come
bored.
to school.
Do you know what it is like to wake up every day and just look at the same face?
The same face.
You again.
now, I am
You're
going
like-
again to go back to the same thing I've been saying every time I'm about to say something. Different people have different experiences. I know of people who've, and by cohabiting, we are talking about living together, assuming roles of husband and wife, but not husband and wife. That's what we are saying cohabiting
Especially
is.
when it comes to
Yes.
financial
Now,
matters.
I know of people who've cohabited for 3 months.
At what age? When did they start
They might be
cohabitating?
young, 25, 28.
But
you
obviously
know?
they are financially stable.
Yeah,
both
there's
of them.
that. And then they've, after the 3 months, they've gone the next step. They've decided to get married, and they get married. I know people who've cohabited for 7 years.
They have never married.
They've stayed together since they were 19 and 23 years old. They stayed together, and nothing happened.
The sad thing is that when they finally decide to get married, they divorce after 2 years.
Not even that. Eventually, when they start thinking of getting married, that's when they realize they're actually going to get married.
And then
now
they
they
stop
start thinking about no.
Not
I
this
need to know other people. I have known you for 7 years.
Yes.
Ever since I was 19 years old. I am now 20. 19 plus 7.
19 plus 7 is
28.
And
Yeah.
you're still
I'm
not
not
married.
26, rather. I'm not 26. I need to see the world, you see.
I'm curious. Why 3 months? What went wrong?
Obviously, the main factor for that was boredom.
Boredom.
That is the main issue.
You are bored with the person.
I'm talking on behalf of myself and
Okay.
of course some other
Yeah, getting
few
used
culprits
to.
out there.
Getting used to, right?
Then you get used to it. I mean, having to stay with somebody at the age of 19, 20, like I'm going to say it in a cliche way, it's like living at a pub at around 8. That is what it is.
Mr. Choki. Hey.
How about we get some opinions from some of the audience? Only one person, and then and this time it's going to be a male. All right, my good friend. Hello, what's up?
My name is Kopi Kaskwan.
All right, I want you to be as frank as possible. All right.
Yes.
Have you ever cohabitated? And if yes, for how long?
No, I've never cohabitated.
Thank you. First
And,
thing I hear
your
from a man.
But I have a friend who did
has?
that. And I also have information about cohabitating. You know, cohabitation is some sort of attachment between couples to test if someone can make a wife material or not. You know, at our 21st century, you can't just take someone you marry. So you have to live with that person before you enter the marriage. You understand her. So that's simply why most of women at our age, we end up in cohabitation.
So it's more or less like testing the waters before you get hold of.
I
Yeah,
read what he
kissing the
said.
frogs.
All right.
To understand
To understand
the
somebody.
person.
Yes.
Most of what I see on social media are these long books that say you can never actually understand a woman.
So what makes you think you're going to understand a woman in 3 months?
In 3 months.
Really?
No, cohabitation should take at least a year.
All right.
You know,
All right.
At
We are
least.
coming to the end of this show. And right before we actually go on a break, I just want briefly our guests to give us final remarks. on what they have had. I know, Achok, you have a lot to talk about on this. But just 1 minute, one final remark.
Thank you so much. I think one of the things we need to understand as young people is that sex and love are not necessarily the same thing.
Yes.
We confuse the two. And especially for the ladies, they tell me that ladies give sex so that they can get love. Men give love so they can get sex. So we have to be very careful what happens. So a lady, when somebody tells you I love you, a guy tells you I love you, you better watch. Maybe it's just after your body.
Absolutely. Grace, your final comment?
Yes, just to know that, like what we have said before, think long term. No. Don't think now. Don't just think now. Remember, you have your life to live with. So even as you're cohabiting with this person, know that when the time comes to go or to let go, you still have yourself to live with as a woman.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you. Martin.
Thank you very much.
Hey, my final remark. It's unfortunate that in this generation we have people who want to enjoy the pleasures of marriage without going through the hurdles of marriage and committing to a marriage. That is why we have cohabitation.
Those are cowards.
Yes.
Sharon.
Ladies, mine is for the ladies. Learn not to think with your heart. Use your head. Most of the times we are very weak when it comes to thinking. And differentiate between love and lust. Yeah.
Mogo, it's been a very interesting topic. And I really wish that one more time we can actually get to expound on it. I think our audience have a lot to say about this. Remember that you can actually leave your comment on our Facebook page, Heart Matters.
And before we leave, I would actually like to go through some of the statistics that we have come across concerning the reason why people are living together. And the first statistics states that everybody is doing it, like some of you had already said. Second, goes ahead and talks about economically it's worth to
Living
live
together. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
I mean, it's one house, two people, half the rent.
After everything. Especially if you're broke for a guy and if you get a chick who's like willing to pay for you.
Guys are never broke.
Guys are never broke.
They go through problems.
Guys.
They're never broke.
And then thirdly states that doing it won't hurt anyone. Really, Sharon?
It hurts
The
us.
ladies,
Yeah.
most of the time.
Even the men.
Even
It's
the men.
hard for us to move on. Do you know?
If a better provider comes for the woman, she will go.
The guy will be left alone. All right.
Right?
Food for thought anyway. Now, the fourth one goes ahead and talks about living together before marriage increases your chances of having a happier marriage later on. Like my very good friend there.
That is not true, of course. It's a myth, guys.
That's just a myth anyway.
Yes.
And finally, but not least, it's all right because we are really in love. Oh, that is so sweet. But then again, that is such a lie.
Love is for the birds.
Anyway, for more information, contact us on our Facebook page. That is Heart Matters. And of course, not to forget to follow us on our Twitter handle. That is Heart Matters TV. We are going to sample some of the results and, of course, your questions next week.
It has been Heart Matters on KUTV. Until next time, I'm Priscilla Gitonga and my co-host.
And my name is Mogo Amasharia.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Heart Matters.